In last video, we recalled the definition of relation. So, what is that? The subset of Cartesian product of A comma B is called relation. The subset of A cross B. Otherwise, the Cartesian product of A comma B is called relation from where to where? A to B. So, R is epsilon equals to A cross B. Then R is the relation from A to B. So here you say, remember this one. In this chapter, completely we discussed all the relations defined from A to itself only. That means R is related from A to A only. So simply they are defined like this. R is the relation in the set A. R is the relation in the set A, means the relation are A from itself only, A from A only. R is the relation from A to A. So R is the relation from A to A. Nothing but R is the relation in the set A. R is the relation in the set A means what? R is the relation from A to A. Nothing but R is the subset of A cross A. R is the subset of A cross A. Remember this one condition. Next, coming to our types of relations. Types of relations. First one, empty relation. Empty relation or void relation. Empty relation or void relation. See what is the definition of empty relation and or void relation. See, a relation R in the set A is said to be empty relation or void relation if no element in the set A, is related to set B, is related to set A, then it is called empty relation. Understood? So this relation from where to where? A to A. No, any element or no element of set A is related to A. That means any element of set A is not related to set A. Then it is called empty set. That means there is no relations here. A is there, here A is there. Here, for example, A, B, C is there, here A, B, C is there. Here there is no relations. So this is called empty relation. What is that? That means the relation doesn't having any elements. What is the mean? That the relation doesn't having any element. So that is called empty relation. Okay. So these definitions are very important. For one more question, they are asking the definitions only. So what is the definition of empty relation? A relation R in the set A is said to be empty relation if there is no relation of any element in the set A to set A. That is the empty relation. Okay. You see one example. A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is there. I am defining a relation R. R is a relation. R is equals to set of A comma B such that modulus of A plus B is equals to 12. Modulus of A plus B is equals to 12. Otherwise, A plus B is equals to 12. A plus B is equals to 12. So this is the one relation, and another relation I am defining like this: A comma B such that modulus of A minus B is greater than 9. Possible? You see? Here A is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. Here A and A belongs to A only. Here A comma B both are belongs to A only, because R is the relation defined from A to A only. So A and B, small a and B belongs to capital A, set A only. So A plus B, sum of the two elements is equals to 12. For which element the sum is equals to possible? Maximum we are getting 5 plus 5 10 only. So here the elements does not existing. Elements are does not existing. So it is the empty relation. Right? Next row you see here R2. One more relation I am writing here. Set of A comma B such that modulus of A minus B equals to is greater than 9. That means the difference between A and B is greater than 9. Above 9. Possible. The maximum number 5, minimum number 1. The difference is 4. Maximum 4 only have it. The difference between the two elements from the set A. So these are also empty relation. Understood? This is the empty relation. Next to empty relation usually we are denoted by pi. R pi is always a subset R equals to what? A cross A. So sometimes we are writing R pi. R pi means R suffix pi we are writing. Means what? Null relation or empty relation or void relation. So this is the definition of empty relation. Hope you understood this one. Okay. Next we are going to next one. Universal relation. Universal relation. What is the definition of universal relation? You see. As a relation R in the set A. A relation R in the set A. In the set A is called universal relation. Is called universal relation. If all the elements of A related to elements in the set A. All the elements of A related to the set A. That means here A to A is relation. All the elements of A is related to A. How you see? This is the set A, again set A. Here A, B, C, A, B, C. A is related to A is related to B, A is related to C. That means A is related to all the elements of A. Next row, B is related to A, B is related to B, B is related to C. So all are related to set A. That means domain elements, codomain elements. Next to C is related to A, C is related to B, C is related to C. That means all the elements are related to remaining elements. All the elements of A related to remaining elements. So this is called universal set. So universal set we are denoted by usually we are denoted by RU, otherwise U universal set. This is always is equals to A cross A only. What we are getting A cross A? A cross A is equals to A comma A, A comma B, A comma C, B comma A, B comma B, B comma C, C comma A, C comma B, C comma C. That means complete element of A cross A we are getting. So that means U is the universal set is the A cross A. A cross A. Okay. Here you see these null in empty relation and these universal relations are called trivial relations. These are called trivial relations. Trivial relations. Trivial relations. Remember this one. What is the trivial relation? Empty set and universal set are called trivial relation. You see one example for this universal set. You see one example. R is equals to here A is equals to same set. You take the same set of A, B, C. R is equals to arbitrary of A comma B such that A minus B modulus of A minus B is greater than 0. Modulus of A minus B, sorry, here A is you take as 1 to 3. A is you take as 1 to 3, set A is you take as 1 to 3. The relation R I am defining as A minus set of A comma B such that A minus B is greater than 0. You take any two elements, you take the difference, then the difference is modulus of the difference always is greater than 0. So what we are getting? All are possible. So this is called universal relation. This is the universal relation. Okay, trivial relation means which relations are called trivial relations? empty relation and universal relation are called trivial relation. See, in these relations, the smallest relation is the empty relation because nothing, no elements. So that is the smallest relation. Empty relation is called what? Smallest relation. And the universal relation is called longest relation. Empty relation is called what? Smallest relation. The universal relation is called longest relation. So you remember this. Okay. Next important types of function relations we will see now. Before that, we will listen 1 minute. Say we are uploading, we are recording, and we are uploading all the videos. We are taking risk, but student side, after uploading one video, we are not getting minimum of 20 to 30 views. The class strength is around 40 members. So by watching that 1 minute also taking as one view, and how many, that means we are getting that minimum below 20 views only for each video. So how many people are watching these videos? And these syllabus is definitely we are not revise again. Just we will clarify the doubts only. Okay. So you didn't have time, you didn't have much time for preparation, board and competitive. So better to watch all the videos, and if you have any doubt, you ask me, you call me, I will clarify your doubts. Right? And test. When I conducting test for observing last 4-5 tests, so only few people, single digit of people only attending the test. Even the toppers also they are not writing the test. So that means how many people are following these videos, how many people are preparing. And parents, this is one of the, they are not take care about their children. This is one of the defect of parents also. In a parent-teacher meeting, when we are conducting parent-teacher meeting, definitely I will raise this point. Next, most important types of the relations, reflexive, symmetric, transitive. These are very, very important. See, what is the definition of reflexive relation? When the relation is called reflexive. These definitions are also very, very important. So, what we need to prepare the definitions? First, empty relation, universal relation, and reflexive, symmetric, transitive. Next one, equivalence relation. From these 6, definitely they are asking one question. For 1 mark, they are asking one question. Listen carefully. The relation R is said to be reflexive. The relation R is said to be reflexive if the relation R is said to be reflexive if A comma A is belongs to R for all A belongs to A. For all A belongs to A, then it is called a reflexive. C means what? What is, you give one example for reflexive. What is that? That means A comma A belongs to R means what? The image of A is A only. The every image is itself. Then it is called reflexive. Understood? So you give one example for reflexive. Parallel is the reflexive. Parallel is the reflexive. Right? You see, for example, line N is there. Line N is there. So this is you take as A. So A is the one line. A is the one line. So every line is parallel to itself. Every line is parallel to itself. So it is the reflexive. Parallel is the reflexive. Otherwise, you see in relations, A is equals to 1, 2, 3 is there. The relation R is equals to 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, next to 2 comma 2, 2 comma 3, and 3 comma here 3 comma is a reflexive. Why? Because you take any element. Here A having 3 elements. What are they? 1, 2, 3. You take 1 comma 1. If A is equals to, if it is 1, so A comma A must be in a set R. That means 1 comma 1 belongs to R. And 2, if I take 2 comma 2 belongs to R. 3 comma 3 belongs to R. So it is the reflexive. It is the reflexive. You see one more example. R2 is equals to 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 3 comma 3 like that. 3 comma 3 like that. See, this is not a reflexive. It is not a reflexive. Why it is not a reflexive? Here you see 1. If I take equal to 1, so 1 comma 1 belongs to R. If I take 2 comma 2, this does not belong to R. Here 2 belongs to A. 2 is the one of the element in the set A. But 2 comma 2 does not belong to R. So it is not a reflexive. It is not a reflexive. Understood? This is the definition of reflexive and example. Coming to symmetry. A relation is said to be symmetric if the condition you see A comma B belongs to A comma B belongs to A implies A comma B belongs to capital implies B comma A belongs to R for all A comma B belongs to A. Means see if A comma B belongs to R, A comma B belongs to R implies that B comma A must be belongs to R. Then only A and B are together. Then only the relation is reflexive. Symmetric. So you give one example. The line L1 is parallel to L2 is the reflexive. The relation R is defined as the line L1 is parallel to L2 is the reflexive. You see, this is the line L1. This is the line L2. L1 is parallel to L2. Then L2 also parallel to L1. L1 is parallel to L2. L2 is parallel to L1. So it is a reflexive, right? See, by saying so, how we are defining? You see, A is equals to I'm writing set 1, 2, 3. Next to relation R is equals to 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2. Next to 1 comma 3, 2 comma 1. Next to 3 comma 1. And 3 comma 1. This one is there. So it is a reflexive or not? You see, it is a reflexive. For example, 1 comma 1 comma ulta. If you write ulta, 1 comma 1 again belongs to R. 1 comma 2 belongs to R, and 2 comma 1 also belongs to R. So it is a reflexive. 1 comma 3 belongs to R. 3 comma 1 also belongs to R. So it is the reflexive. You see one example. A is the brother of B. A is the brother of B. This relation is symmetric or not? A is the brother of B is the symmetric or not? What is your answer? See, so it is not a reflexive. Why? What I am telling, A is brother of B. A is brother of B. That means A comma B belongs to R. A comma B belongs to R defined as A is the brother of B. A is the brother of B. So what I'm telling, it is not a symmetric. Why it is not a symmetric? You see, A is the brother of B, then B may be sister of A also. For example, A is here male, A is male, B is female, B is female. At that time it is correct. A is the brother of B. Next, ulta you write, B is brother of A, means female is sister of A. Female to male. What is the relation? Sister of. See, B is the sister of A. It need not be equals to brother of A. If A and B both are male, it is possible. Here, if A is male, B is female, it is not possible. So, A is the brother of B is not a symmetric. Understood? See one more. X is wife of Y. X is wife of Y. It is a symmetric or not? It is not a symmetric. X is wife of Y. Y is husband of X. So it is not a symmetric. Right? Understood? Perfect idea. So you may got idea about reflexive and symmetric. Understood? Now we are discussing now transitive. Transitive. Here you see the line L1 is perpendicular to L2 is symmetric or not? L1 is perpendicular to L2, symmetric or not? It is a symmetric. See, L1, this is the line L1. L1, this is the line of L2. L1 is perpendicular to L2. L2 is perpendicular to L1. So, perpendicular is the symmetric. Perpendicular is the symmetric. Parallel is the symmetric. Okay? Next, perpendicular is reflexive or not? Perpendicular is not a reflexive. For example, A is the one line. A line is parallel to itself only. It is not a parallel to perpendicular to itself. So perpendicular is not a reflexive. It is symmetric only. Parallel is reflexive and symmetric. Right? Now we are discussing third one, transitive. So transitive. The definition of transitive, you see, a relation is said to be transitive. Is said to be transitive if A comma B belongs to R, comma and B comma C belongs to R, implies or then A comma C belongs to R. For all A comma B comma C belongs to capital A is called reflexive. Again you see, A is related to B, B is related to C, A is related to C. So it is the transitive. You give one example. The line I'm defining like this. You see, R is equals to set of L1 comma L2 such that L1 is parallel to L2. It is the transitive. You see, L1 comma L2 belongs to R means what? L1 is parallel to L, and L2 comma L3 is belongs to R means what? L2 is parallel to L3 implies L1 comma L3 also belongs to R. How you see, L1 is always parallel to L3. See, this is the line L1 parallel to L2. Next L2 parallel to L3. L2 parallel to L3. Then L1 also parallel to L3. So it is the symmetry. Understood? L1 is parallel to L2, L2 is parallel to L3, L1 compulsory is parallel to L3. That means this is the transit. I got perfect idea. A is related to B, B is related to C, then A must be related to C, then it is called transit. Got idea? Now this is the definition of transit. And you see one example. A is equals to set of 1 to 3. The relation R is equals to 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2, 1 comma 3. Next to 2 comma 1, 3 comma 3 is the symmetry. Why to say 1 comma 1, if you take these two, 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2 belongs to R. Then 1 comma 2 belongs to R. If you take 1 comma 1, 1 comma 2 belongs, both are belongs to R, then 1 comma 2 also belongs to R. As per the definition. If you take 1 comma 1 and 1 comma 3 belongs to R, then 1 comma 3 belongs to R. Okay? One more I am writing here. 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 also is there. 3 comma 2 comma 2, 3 comma 3 also is there. Next, if you take 1 comma 2 and 2 comma 1 belongs to R, then 1 comma 1 is belongs to R. If 2 comma 1, 2 comma 2 belongs to R, 2 comma 2 belongs to R. Next, 1 comma 3. Next to 3 comma 3 belongs to R, 1 comma 3 belongs to R. So if you take any two order place, those next to compulsory belongs to R. So it is the transit. See this one reflexive or not? It is the reflexive. 1 comma 1 is there, 2 comma 2 is there, 3 comma 3 is there. It is reflexive. It is transitive or not? Here 1 comma 2, 1 comma 2, 2 comma 1 is there. 1 comma 3 comma 1 does not belong to R, so it is not a symmetric. It is reflexive and transitive, but not symmetric. So this is one of the example. Okay, this is the example. See in content, we have you see one question. You see the relation R. This is the textbook question only. The relation R is defined as the order pair of x comma y, set of x comma y such that x is the wife of y is the transitive or not. It is transitive or not. Once you pause the video and you once you think this one, it is the transitive or not. Okay, your idea is say definitely you thought it is not a transitive. But it is transitive. Maybe you thought this one is not a transitive, but this is the transitive. This is transitive only. How you see? We have one more condition. What is that? A comma B belongs to R and B comma C belongs to R. Then A comma C belongs to R. For R, A, B, C belongs to R. Then the relation is called transitive. And one more definition also we have, mainly these kind of questions. So these kind of questions we are facing in competitive. So one more definition you see, A comma B belongs to R, comma B comma C does not belong to R, then A comma C does not belong to R. In this case, R is called symmetric, transitive. R is called transitive. How you say? This is the one more definition. You remember this one. What is that? A comma B belongs to R, B comma C does not belong to R. That means we can't define this B comma C belongs to R or not. That means here B comma C does not belong to R means this is a convection contour. So B comma C belongs to R or not. So we can't decide that B comma C belongs to R or not. Then A comma C also we can't decide it is belongs to R or not. This is the best example for this definition. You see, R is equal to x comma y such that x is y of y. That means we are taking x comma y belongs to R. Means x is y of y. X is y of y. Y comma z belongs to R. If I take belongs to R, that means what? X is y of z. Y is y of z. It is the contradiction. X is y of y means y must be here male. Y must be here male. X is the female, right? Here we see y comma z belongs to R means y is wife of z means here female, usually female is wife and male is husband. So that is it. So how you decide that one? So it is the contradiction part. Have you got the point? X is wife of y. Y, our idea is wife is husband, but it is wife is so here we say y is wife of y is wife of z. It is the contradiction part. That means y comma z is not belongs to R. It may belongs to R, it does not belongs to R. We may not decide it. So that implies x comma z does not belong to R. So it is this is the transitive one. This is the transitive. And then you see one more example. You see one more example. R is A is equals to set of 1, 2, 3 only. And relation R is equals to 1 comma 1, next to 2 comma 2, next to 1 comma 3. 1 comma 3 is there. This is the one relation. And this is the one relation. Otherwise, here you take 2 comma 1. You see 1 comma, this is 2 comma 2. See here 1 comma 1 is there. Next to 1 comma 3. So it is 1 comma 3 belongs to R. Next to 1 comma 2 comma 2, next to continuation not there here. That means here this one no. 2 related to which one next to? We don't know. So this is also transitive. This is also transitive. That means here what we are writing here 2 comma 2 belongs to R. 2 comma if you write 2 comma 3 belongs to R and 3 comma x does not belong to R. 3 comma x 3 related to x so we don't know does not belong to R. That implies 2 comma x also does not belong to R. So it is a transitive. Okay, this is the another definition of transitive. Based on this definition, we have this problem. In textbook, we have this problem. Again, by solving this problem, we are discussing again. So this is the transitive. Next, last one, equivalence relation. Equivalence relation. What is the definition of equivalence relation? You see. A relation R in the set A is said to be equivalence relation if it is symmetric, transitive and reflexive, symmetric, transitive. Then it is called equivalence relation. Which relation is reflexive, symmetric, transitive? That relation is called equivalence relation. You see one example. I am defining R is equals to set of L1 comma L2 such that L1 is parallel to L2 is the equivalence relation. How you see? N comma L, every line is parallel to itself. So it is the symmetric, it is the reflexive. Every line is parallel to itself, so it is the reflexive. Next, L1 comma L2 belongs to R. That means L1 is parallel to L2, then L2 also parallel to L1. So it is the symmetric. Next, L1 comma L2 belongs to R and L2 comma L3 belongs to R. Then L1 comma L3 also belongs to R. That means L1 is parallel to L1 is parallel to L2, L2 is parallel to L3, L1 also parallel to L3. So it is the symmetric transitive. It is a reflexive symmetric transitive. Hence, it is the equivalence relation. Understood? This is the definition of equivalence relation. So based on this, we have one exercise. Based from where reflexive, symmetric, transitive, equivalence. From these, we have first exercise 1.1. From first exercise, they are asking 3 marks question. Every year they are asking 3 marks question from first exercise and 1 mark from definitions. Okay, these notes, this complete chapter notes I will send in. I will send to WhatsApp group in PDF format. Just you write that notes only. You don't write the running notes. Okay, you don't write the running notes. What I am sending, you write those only, because this is a completely theory part. So how to write meaningful sentences, so that what I am sending in WhatsApp group, those only you write in your classworks. Okay, hope you understood these 4 definitions. If you didn't understood, you call me, I will clarify your doubts. Okay, these video, especially particularly this video, minimum you have to watch 3 to 4 times. Then you are getting perfect idea, right?